This is not clickbait. This thing may never run again. Good Lord, you gotta see this. The starter is snapped in half. Half of it is still in the engine, half of it is out of the engine. I'm sure you're asking yourself, how in the world did you break a starter in half? Well, it was a simple 10-minute job. I'm getting this car ready to give to my daughter. It was my dad's, and it hasn't been driven in 2 years. I drove it several years ago. It's a stick shift, so my dad can't drive it. Hurts his knee to mash clutch. Really simple, right? So it won't start. So I get to doing some measuring on my multimeter. I got a good charge on my battery. I only got 5 volts at the terminal for the starter. I was like, well, must have a bad connection here to the starter. So I'm going to take this thing off, and I'll grind down the cable here to the starter. His car was Canadian. It's full of rust. So I cleaned that connection up. That was my idea. I go to take the bolt off the solenoid. The solenoid snapped in half. It was so rusted. It's like, well, dang. So order me another starter. While I'm waiting on a starter, there's still a bolt inside this cable here that used to be in a solenoid. Grab a pair of pliers, grab the other end bolt. I snapped the bolt in half. That nut will not come off that bolt. I still have it sitting in the cup holder of the Yukon over here. So eventually the starter gets here. While I'm waiting on a starter, I'm trying to knock this thing loose here. Guys, I can't get it to come loose. I worked on it. Now I actually just filmed a live video of me trying to get this thing loose. It's over an hour long. Unfortunately, I had no audio. I didn't realize it, but for some reason I had no audio in the video, so video sucks. I worked this thing for an hour. Brass hammer, extensions, metal rod, everything I could do. I finally got it to start splitting here. Right here, I was able to get a chisel right there and just get it to start splitting, and the housing snapped in half. Not only here, but the centerpiece of the housing is still inside the belt housing on the transmission. I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. Oh my Lord, I'm gonna show you what the new starter looks like. It's over here by the Jeep. Here is the new starter. So you see this piece here, all this here is still inside the engine. All this here is outside the engine. So, in the meantime, what I'm trying to do is I'm soaking this thing in PB Blaster, hitting it with a wire brush, and then I'm trying to just hit these corners here with a chisel, work it back and forth, and try to shock it and break this sleeve loose. Guys, it is middle of June, year of our Lord 2025. It is hot. It is so hot. It is actually the end of June now. We're in some kind of a heat wave. It's been 96, 98 degrees every single day. On top of this, I work outside. So I work all day in the heat. I'm at work. Well, granted, I get to work 6 in the morning. It's not hot when I'm at work, but it gets hot by about 6:01. It gets really hot. Work all day in the heat. Finally get home 3, 4 in the afternoon, and I come out here in the heat and I work on the car all day. And this ain't all the problems. In the middle of me doing all this, my AC went out on my house. Oh my Lord. Simple job, right? It's just a capacitor. I was like, I will get another capacitor. No, I won't. Nobody will sell me one because I'm not a contractor. Finally found that Ace Hardware that sold me a capacitor for the AC unit. After 2 days of no AC in my house when it's 96 degrees outside. By the way, my house is old, right? Very old house, custom made windows. The company that made my windows went out of business almost 40 years ago. I can't get replacement windows. I have to completely replace all my windows. And you can't see much on this side of the house. On the other side of the house, guys, the windows are bigger than my doors. That is going to be thousands of dollars to fix that. So while I'm having all this problem going on, I also have my AC go out. It's also in the high 90s every single day. We're in a deep south, so the humidity is 100% above 100%. It is literally so humid here. There are sharks probably swimming in the air right now. There's the air up there, full of sharks. They're just swimming around up here. You all thought Sharknado was fake? No, it's legit. It's the humidity in the deep south. Yeah, this is what's going on. Needless to say, guys, as I said in the video, I'm not gonna say this car may never run again. And here's the problem. My dilemma is if this thing doesn't come out, I gotta pull the transmission out of it. and then separate the bell housing, and I got to hit on the inside of the bell housing and knock the centerpiece of the starter out. That's pulling the transmission. That's pulling the engine loose. Number one, I don't have a garage. I'm out here on a concrete pad. Granted, I'm glad I have concrete. I'm glad I have a tarp over here. Thank the Lord I got that. But I don't have a garage. I don't have half stuff I need to do this. Oh, you're not even looking at me. Yeah. On top of all that, remember, all of this was just so that I could take this cable loose on the starter and clean the rust off of it. Everything I'm touching on this thing is rusted. It was not taken care of. It was it's Canadian. Good Lord, car's rusted out like crazy. I'm afraid to take anything else apart, because at the rate I'm going, it's just going to be more stuff is going to fail and more stuff's going to break. Hence why I'm saying this car may never ride again from a 10-minute job. This was supposed to be my daughter's car for her 16th birthday. Oh my Lord. This is kicking my butt. So there's your update of what's going on. So I'm thinking probably I'm going to keep working this. I'm going to go ahead and change the air compressor out in the Silverado over there, because it doesn't have AC. It hasn't had AC in years. I'm going to put another air compressor in it and get AC going, so at least my daughter's getting a job. So at least she can drive that back and forth to her work till I get this car situated. I also, by the way, want to be riding my Jeep right now. There's my Jeep not getting used. We did a Jeep ride 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's the only Jeep ride I've done in months, because I've been tied up with softball. By the way, she made Summer All-Stars, so we're doing Summer All-Stars, doing summer tournaments everywhere. So between softball and car maintenance and getting stuff caught up around the house from me clearing all the tornado damage in winter, I didn't really mess with the house much, kind of got behind on things, and I spent June getting everything caught back up in the house. So I got that caught up. It's just I can't get ahead. Stuff's beating me. So needless to say, I haven't been on any Jeep rides. I got plans for one in July. I've got a ride I did in June, and I can't edit the video because my GoPro app's messed up. It won't edit my video no more. I bought the new X360. No, not X360. The GoPro Max, which is a 360 camera. Almost bought an Insta X4 or X5, whatever the number is they got. And I stayed with the GoPro because I'm loyal. I've got GoPros. I love them. And this thing sucks. It's completely locked my app up. So yeah, I got that problem. I can't even edit my video from my Jeep ride I did because my GoPro's locked up. Everything. This is just one of them times right now where everything's falling apart. But hey, look, you know what? All that being said, Lord above, He still reigns. And I know where I'm going when I die. That's really all that matters. Everything else is just, day in the life problems. So there you go. That's what I got. There's your update. I'm going to go back to working this. So if you want to see me trying to remove this starter with no sound, ironically, because I don't know how to use my phone. I recorded it with my phone, by the way. That's why I had no sound. But you can watch it. It's an hour long of me just whacking and beating this thing. I worked on it for 2 weeks before that, trying to break this thing loose. I used a little more force this last time, and I snapped the housing in half using more force. So anyways, you can go back and watch that video if you want to see it, what all I did to get here, if you care that much. Otherwise, I don't know. Whenever I fix this, I'll let you know how it goes. That's all I got. This is an 1870 off-road. Lord have mercy. This is a video I do not want to be making.